Hey y'all, and welcome to another episode of Highly Talkative, where we get high in conversation and discuss many topics from personal to community to anything that's going on in the world. So sit back, get cozy, and let me talk to you. Let's go. All right, y'all, what's up? What's up? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, all just depending on what time you're listening to this. Today is April 13th. It is a Monday, so let's just jump right into it. As you can tell, right, my voice is a little on the raspier side today. I think I'm going to pop a couple hauls to see if I can get this just a little regulated. But my niece had her district track meet this past week, and I took my kids out to see her run. And let's just say my girl did not disappoint. She PR'd. She ran a 24:33, and the goal we're shooting for are the 23s in that area. So she has like a couple milliseconds to knock off before she really gets there, but I know she can do it. But yeah, it was just crazy to be out there. It was really fun. Like I said, I took the kids. My dad even showed up on her final race. So basically, she ran prelims on Wednesday, and then she ran finals on Thursday. She PR'd during prelims, like I said, running a 24:33. And then for finals, she still ended up in first, but the win was like a little hectic. So she ran like a 24:4 something, I want to say. But I was really, really freaking proud of her. Okay, let me tell you something. If anybody doesn't know me, or for even those who do know me, her mom's probably going to get in my ass for saying this, but I'm definitely like my niece's biggest supporter. I love to see her run. I love to see her compete. Like even when she's in volleyball season, I like she's like my child. I want to make all of her games, all of her meets, all of that, especially because I used to do track. It's like another reason why like I really want to be there. Just like coach her on, and it's crazy because I feel like she listens to me like as she's running, and I'm so loud and my voice is so distinct that like when I'm screaming, I know she can hear me. I know that sounds like really cocky to say, but like I don't even know how to explain it. But nonetheless, like I said, she was out there Wednesday and Thursday for her district meet. And my girl just did the damn thing. Like her turnover coming out the curb was amazing. My girl can eat a fucking curve up. Do you hear me? Break stagger every fucking time. Like I don't care if she's in lane 1, lane 4, lane 5. She's breaking stagger. And if she's in lane 8, good fucking luck catching her because you're not breaking that stagger when it comes to that curve with her. So it's just it's like a family thing. It really gets us together. And I try to like make her highlight reels for college because her mom, like I'm the techie one in the family, so her mom's like she'll get the videos, but like as far as like putting them together to make highlights, that's not her forte. Like that's more of my area. And I love doing that because like I said, I love seeing her run. I could watch the videos over and over and over again and just smile and look at different aspects of the videos and be like, oh my God, like you really fucking did that. Like I said, her turnover this past week was fucking phenomenal. Like watching how she came out of that curb and then built that speed up even more on that straightaway. It was just amazing to see, and I love it. And I know it's only up from here. She wants to go to college and run. So, we're really pushing for that. I think a 24 will get her in the door, but we're really shooting for 23, maybe a low 23 at that. But we also don't want her to peak too soon. So I think she's on the right track. And, I'm just really hoping that everything works out for her because, I mean, she's such a good kid. All kids have their flaws or whatever, but my niece is really a great kid. She does good in school. She helps out a lot. Like she really deserves whatever is coming her way when it comes to sports and school. But just like I try to preach to my kids, you can't just want to go based off of sports. You also need to want to go based off of education. You want to be able to get a scholarship in education as well as sports, because at the end of the day, sadly, you just never know what's going to happen when it comes to sports. Injuries may happen. You might get red shirt for a season or whatever, but you don't want to let that let you down. You don't want to sit and be like, oh my God, okay, so this is happening. So what's going to happen with my scholarship, or, certain things like that. Um, so that's just another thing that I preach. But if you're listening to this, you little big buckethead girl, I will say over and over and over again, I am so proud of you. The way you take on these sports and you really apply yourself when you want to apply yourself, the results are phenomenal. And I hope that just showed you for your district meet. Like, I really just hope that that showed you that when you take things seriously and you really practice and you're hungry for something, and you eat and you fulfill what your desire is, the outcome is just as great as what you put into it. Okay. So again, my voice is raspy like this because I was out there cheering my head off. Like, I even text my mom. And again, for those of you who are just tuning in, and those of you who have been following me, my mom passed in 2023, but I still have her phone line open. So I even like sent the videos to my mom and text my mom and was just telling her how she would have loved to see my niece run this 200 this past week, because my mom, I think we really get all the athleticism from like my mom. Okay, my dad was great too, but he played football. That's probably where my kids get it from. But my mom was a track runner, and I wish I could, see film from her running track. And I think that's something I'm really going to try to dig into. But my mom was a beast when it came to track. Okay, my mom ran not even sub 11s. I think she ran like low 11s, like high 10s when it came to her running the 100. And if you got to meet my mom, I don't think you would ever look at her and think that. But all the stories that I heard from like her brother and my mom, I mean, her brother and my grandmother and her sisters were even just like, yeah, your mom really did the damn thing in track. Like, your mom was fast as fuck. Like, I remember my Uncle Rosie, God rest his soul, before he had passed away, he was telling us a story about like how my mom wanted him to come out to a track meet or whatever. And he finally came out and she was running the 100, and they shot the gun off, and my mom just took the fuck off. And he was like, I never knew that Ross could run that fast. Like, I was in awe. So it's just like certain things like that too that I guess kind of like, joins us together, because that's, my mom was into track a lot, and I think that's another reason why we all got into it. I think, that was the reason why I started running track. And then of course, because I ran track, I put my kids in track and they loved it and they're good at it. So it's just like a whole like type of family affair type thing. Like, we're all just involved when it comes to sports, especially track. Um, and I'm so sad that my boys don't get to really do summer track this season. But having my baby girl and us just being out there, if y'all know anything about like track season, AAU track, USATF track, y'all know you'll be out there all day long just for one, two, maybe three events. But depending on what event you run, you'll be out at the track for 7 hours just to run for 12 seconds if you're running 100. Okay, let's just put it like that. So it was just going to be pretty hard for me to get out there and really accommodate me having a newborn, and how hot it is here in Texas, and just all the things. But they are going to start training with the track team this week. So I'm excited about that, because my oldest needs to get out the house. My youngest, his stamina is ass now. So we just really need to get back in the groove of things. And I don't know if it's because like I'm the mom, and I'm not going to say they don't listen to me, but when it comes to me like really trying to get them to work out or what have you, it's like null and void. They don't think I know what I'm talking about, or they just don't want to do it. But I also think I'm going to incorporate them working out with me. I need to get more weights, or I might go to see about going to a friend's house, us doing activities together with the kids. But I even told my son at one point in time, like when I was working out while I was pregnant and stuff, I'd do a workout and then I'd send him the same workout. And I'm like, all right, now do this workout. And he just wouldn't do it. And I'm kind of to the point where it's like, if you don't work out, you don't get to play your games. If you don't work out, you don't get your phone. If you just don't really apply yourself and you want to scream you're the best running back in the area, or I want to go to college and do this or what have you, but your actions aren't matching what your words are saying, then, in my head, we have a problem because you can't keep screaming that but not applying pressure. My oldest kind of like gets irritated with me when I say that. I think he thinks that like I'm trying to call him fat, but that's not even the case. The case is the fact that, you really have to apply yourself. You can't just say something and think that it's going to happen. No, you have to put in that work. You have to put in that effort. So that's really what I'm trying to get him to see. But, at some point you're just done beating a dead horse. And if the horse want to be dead, then just be dead, but don't expect to have these amazing outcomes or be like the best running back if you're not really applying yourself. I think that also kind of just falls into like the whole tough love thing, um, being mom and dad. But like I said, I don't ever want my kids to think that I'm calling them fat or fat shaming them. But if you're telling me you have a goal, or if you are expressing certain certain things, then your actions need to match exactly what you're expressing. Because otherwise, I'm that parent. I'm gonna call bullshit. Like, no, sir. I mean, the same thing's gonna be for their sister. I just want to raise kids that if you say something, your actions need to match what you're saying. It's just not gonna come to you because you think that this is what you deserve. But nonetheless, like I said, our kids are very athletic. Like from my niece to my kids to like even my brother's kids, like they're so athletic and they play different sports, but they're all the same. Like they're all so good. Like one of my nephews out in Washington, um, actually I need to check on them. I haven't talked to them in a while. Side note. Um, but even my nephew's like out in Washington, and I have like one at Michigan. He played basketball, super fucking good. He's a coach now, and I love that for him. I had a nephew who played lacrosse, really fucking good. But it's just like we're all into something, and I love that for them. I really do. I love kids who stay active. But like I said, your actions need to match your words. So I'm really working on that with my kids, especially my oldest, because he's about to enter eighth grade. And they really start looking at you in seventh grade. But unfortunately, like some shit popped off where he wasn't able to do any sports his seventh grade year. So you really need to apply yourself. So when eighth grade comes around, it's like you didn't miss a beat. But he's not hearing that. So I don't know how many times I can say it or express it or support it before I myself am just like, okay, whatever you decide to do is just what you do. Like at this point, I don't want to say I don't care anymore, but I'm not going to be that much more invested if you're really just showing me this isn't something that you want. So, again, shout out to my niece. Super proud of you. You did the damn thing. You know what the goal is, you know what we're shooting for. So, just continue to take care of yourself, eat healthy, you know, apply yourself. Don't let the nerves get to you. Don't be too cocky, but be confident enough to know that you can do exactly what you're setting your mind out to do. Okay? All right. So we're going to not scratch that, but we're going to jump from there to another thing. So I was talking to a friend of mine a while ago, and we were kind of just like discussing, having kids and if this is going to be our last kid or, if we want more. And in my head, I'm like, yes, I want more. I thought this time around would be different. I stressed over and over again, especially when I was in like that long ass relationship, how I wanted to be married first before I had another kid. Like that was really important to me. Um, but it was like no matter how much I stressed that to him, it wasn't factoring in. Like he was just more selfish than understanding. And then, everything happens for a reason. Of course, we break up 2 years later. I have a kid. I'm not married. We're not together. But it just is what it is because, like I said, I feel like everything happens for a reason. I think the universe was moving in my favor. My mom just knew exactly what I needed at that point in time. And it's crazy to say, but I needed my girl. Like, I love being a mom, but having a girl is so fucking different. Like, I don't know. It's something that I never thought I would be able to have. I always thought I'd be a boy breeder, but let me tell you something. When we had that gender reveal and I seen that pink smoke in the air, I was really like in awe. I was really just thankful. And again, I think like she was a gift from my mom, which is why she's named after my mom. But at this stage in life, I'm really just soaking it all in. The ups, the downs, the in betweens, the good moments, the bad moments. I'm really just soaking it all in because at the end of the day, at this point, I don't know if I'm ever going to get married. I don't even know if I'm ever going to be in a real relationship. I don't. I just. I don't know. As much as some people have in their mind exactly what they want, like I was one of those people. It's just not happening, and I've just came to the conclusion that it's okay that it doesn't happen. But I know what I want in the future, and if I ever have another kid, I want to be married. Um, so with that being said, like I said, I'm just soaking in everything right now. The newborn stages, the tough nights, like even last night she was a little cranky and she didn't go to bed until like almost 11 o'clock and she's crying and she's crying. And I think old me would have been a little frustrated, not knowing what to do, and my baby's crying and like I'm just stuck. Like I don't know. But last night I was very patient with her. I allowed her to cry for a little bit and then I picked her up and she kind of self soothed and had her on my chest and she didn't even want to eat. She was just, I think, really gassy, maybe a little colicky. But like I said, I just allowed her to cry it out a little bit. And then once I picked her up, she was kind of like, okay, mommy has me. And she laid on my chest. And not even within 5 minutes, she was knocked out. So even like I said, moments like that, I'm really just soaking it all in because at the end of the day, I really don't know if she's going to be my last one or not. But in the event that she is, I just want to cherish these moments because they're so precious and time goes by fast as fuck. Like let's be real. I know some people think like time goes by super slow, or for some people time goes by super fast. But I just think that when you have children, time goes by so quickly, especially if your kids are in like sports or something like engaging. That time goes by even faster, and you blink, and the next thing you know, your child is 16, and you're just like, where the fuck did the time go? Because that's how I feel with my niece. My niece was born in 2008. I was there when she was born. I cut the umbilical cord. Like, I was like her auntie mama. Let's just put it like that. Like, yes, she has a mom, but my niece was with me everywhere I went. Like, even in high school, she was at all the basketball games with me, all the football games with me. She even went to some track practices with me to the point where my track coach would call her baby Ashley, and she'd be like, no, no baby Ashley today? Like, no, not today. She's in daycare. I'd pick her up from school. Like, I was so engaged with her before I even had kids that now I'm looking at the time and I'm like, holy fucking shit, girl, you're about to be 18 years old. Where did the time go? Like, my girl's about to be in college, and I mean, I know she still has her senior year, but I'm still like flabbergasted. So now that I'm looking at my kids, I'm like, holy shit, my son's about to be 9 years old. After nine, he's going to be in double digits. He's about to go to the fourth grade. After that, he'll be in fifth grade. After that, he's going to be in middle school. My oldest is about to be 13. He's about to go to eighth grade. After eighth grade, he's going to be in high school. What the actual fuck? Where is the time going? It's insane. So, like I said, I'm really just trying to soak everything in. I'm not trying to take anything for granted, but also like maneuvering life. I'm realizing that I need to, for myself, not because anybody else said anything, I need to change certain parenting styles that I have because I think my kids are like not taking me as a joke, but not thinking that I'm as serious as I am because of how lenient I was with him. But I'm just getting to the point where I'm like, okay, if you think I'm fucking playing with you, watch me show you that I'm not playing with you anymore. I always tell my kids, like, actions speak louder than words. You'll hate for me to show you better than I can tell you. And I can tell you this from anybody who has encountered me, I can show you a lot better than I can tell you. So if I'm telling you something, take heed and really follow suit. But if you saying like fuck what I'm telling you and you want to move how you want to move anyways, watch me show you what I meant. And when I show you, you're not gonna like it, and I'm not gonna care. And that's just it. It is what it is, and that's with anybody. And like I told my kids, like I'd hate for y'all to get that side of me, but keep acting the way that you're acting, and I'm gonna have to show you a lot better than I can tell you. And at the end of the day, I'm okay with that, because if that makes you a better person, even though you don't think it is right now, then it's just gonna make you a better person. But also, stop playing with me. Like I'm done being played with, because I do too much. It's like I said, it's just me. I support y'all. I get y'all shit. Like I'm putting y'all in sports. I'm putting you in training. I'm buying you what you want. And the least you can really do is just the small, simple things that I ask you to do. And it's really not a lot. Okay. So if y'all want me to show you what I mean when I say, okay, if you don't clean this room, then X, Y, and Z, or if I got to tell you to do your chores, then these are the outcomes. If I have to keep saying it, I'm going to get tired of it eventually, and then I'm going to just start showing you exactly what I mean. And I even told them, like, it's going to come to a point where you guys might hate me, and I'm going to be perfectly fine with that, because at the end of the day, all you have to do is listen. And if you can't listen, then I'm just going to have to show you how mean I can be. And that's just that. So, just going with the flow. Life is just life in, but your girl is rolling with it as best as I possibly can. And that kind of also factors into like the mental load that no one really talks about, especially like when it comes to parents and like managing the household. And when I say managing the household, I'm talking about bills, home upkeeping, cleaning, you know, getting kids from point A to point B, having them in sports and moving around and all this other stuff. Again, like factoring into what I said, like we do all of these things. And at what point are you going to appreciate what we're doing instead of taking it for granted? And I know kids are just kids and they don't really think that far ahead, but I think it's also my responsibility to allow them to understand that aspect, because I don't want them to just take things for granted. I don't want them to just think, oh well, such and such can do this for me, and not think about how much somebody has to really go through to get that done. Like prime example, if my son wants to go somewhere and I'm telling him, no, not right now, because I still have to do this and feed your sister and XYZ, and then he just ups and asks somebody else. Well, first of all, you didn't take into accountability that I didn't tell you no. I just told you not right now because of all the other things that I have to do. But not only that, you're up and asking somebody else, and again, not taking into account what they might have to do before they decide to be like, okay, yeah, I'll just come get you. And then, have the nerve to be wanting to rush somebody. So it's just like small things like that that I'm really just trying to get my kids to understand, like, be grateful, because like I said, y'all are kids. Y'all are just enjoying life. Y'all don't really have to worry about these certain things. But at the end of the day, you know, if somebody says no or not right now, then just respect the no or not right now, especially if I'm giving you the reason why I'm saying no or not right now, and you still take it upon yourself to figure out how you're going to get what you want out of the situation. And again, like, it's nothing that I get upset with them about majority of the time, because at the end of the day, we're all kids. We all were kids. And, we know what it's like to really want something and just being told, like, you know, just give me a second, or no, I can't right now. Of course, it sucks, but you just have to be able to respect the fact that, especially if I'm giving you an explanation, like if I'm telling you, no, I can't put you in training right now because I'd rather, I got to make sure we're paying this bill, or I have to make sure that I have enough for this portion of what you want to do with something else, or, what have you. I just want my kids to be humble and grateful. And that kind of just goes into like everything that I was saying about, raising my kids. It's just hard. Um, I think nobody really talks about how hard it really is. I mean, it's a big reward. It's a great reward to have kids, but it's also hard. We may make it look easy, but let's be for real. It's hard, and it's okay for it to be hard. It's okay for us to say that it's hard, but everybody needs that little motivation and that support. when it comes to, raising kids. And I want to be that for somebody else, just like I want somebody to be that for me. I don't need it. Yes, I'd like it, but I've been maneuvering just fine thus far. But at the end of the day, like I said, I just upkeeping a household, managing a household as a single parent is extremely frustrating, extremely hard, very rewarding. It allows you to understand like you can really do this even though you didn't think you could. You can come up with ways to get shit done even though you didn't think you could. And I don't like, yes, I advocate a lot for the single parents because I am one, but I believe it's just as hard for a two household parent. I mean, two household parents, yeah, because you still need to navigate life. You still need to navigate, how you guys want to raise your kids, and y'all have to be on the same accord. When you're single and raising kids and, fathers aren't involved or the mothers aren't involved, you can really just raise them how you best see fit. You don't have to really communicate things like that with another person, but still, I don't know how to explain it. It's just, it's hard. So I'm always going to advocate for us because we're really out here doing the damn thing. And some of us were babies having babies, okay, at one point. And I just want you guys to realize how far y'all have come and how much y'all have sacrificed and how much y'all have put in to really get your kids to where they are now and for them to be able to do all the things that that they're getting to do. So yeah. Invisible responsibilities are also factoring into like the mental load that no one talks about. And invisible responsibilities are like the things that comes when it comes to you, like what you have to do to ensure that you're happy and you're satisfied and you're really coping with things with how they're going about and making sure that you're happy, or like if you're saying something then you need to stick to it. And like prime example, if I tell my kid, and this is like an invisible responsibility to me, but if I tell my kid, I'm gonna bring you lunch today, I promise, or even if I don't promise, it's still my responsibility, having baby girl or not, to ensure that I do what I say I'm gonna do. An invisible responsibility. Make sure you're there. Make sure you're supporting. Making sure that you know your kids' mental and your own mental is up to par. No one ever talks about stuff like that because it's like to some people it should just be a given, and it's just not. Um, and then all this, the mental load and everything else also kind of factors into how it impacts your relationships and your stress. Because if you don't really talk about it and you let things build up, it becomes worse and worse to the point where you can either fall into a depression or you get to a point where you kind of like distance yourself. And sometimes distancing yourself can be a good thing because you really want to regroup, bring it back in, really figure things out. But sometimes, like even myself, when I distance myself, sometimes it's me like not, I guess you could say like calling it falling into depression, but it's like I don't want to ask anybody for anything. I don't want to give anybody the chance to tell me no because it's going to stress me out even more. I don't want to really express how I'm feeling because I don't want people talking shit about me behind my back. Because if you're going to talk shit about me, talk to my face, and I don't want to hear from somebody else like I told you something in confidence and now you're running around telling other people, and for some other reason everybody else is in my business and it's not just between me and you. So it's lifing is really hard, and finding that right group of people or that right group of support can really make a difference. So I just want to give everybody who's really going through this mental load, whether you're by yourself or not, you got this. Find you like that one good person, maybe two, who you can really confide in. Don't battle this stuff alone. Be able to speak up, even if you have to journal it. Be able to speak up, express yourself, and really go through the motions and allow yourself to understand like this may be a hard patch right now, but as long as you keep working, you'll come out on the other side just fine. Because that's literally what I'm doing for myself right now. Especially with me being on unpaid maternity leave, it's like I'm going through these 12 weeks not being paid. I can't even do FMLA because I'm not getting paid, so they can't do a certain percentage from what they would pay me. Um, Still have bills that need to get paid. I still have kids that want to be in all these sports and trainings and all these things like that. So it's like all the money that I built up, that I put in my savings, is kind of like getting taken back, and it's like a stressful thing. And in my head, I'm like, do I want to just go ahead and jump in and go back to work? Have that income flow in, or do I really want to sit and, like I said, enjoy these moments and take in, being a new mom, a mom of three, having an infant, putting her on a good schedule. So when the time rolls back around, I have everything figured out. I have everything, sorted. I'm on my P's and Q's. I know when feedings are, meetings are, you know, it's all of that. So that it's kind of like factoring into the mental load that I was just talking about. It's stressful as hell. And like, even in these 12 weeks, I've been thinking to myself, like, do I want to try to find like another job just to get like some training in and have like some type of other income come in? But then that also factors into me allowing myself to really bask in the moment, taking the time that I need for myself and enjoying the freedom, but also having that stress of, damn, all this money is coming out of my savings account. I'm paying bills based off of my savings account. All the money that I did save, it's like I didn't save it. So what am I really going to do? And wanting that other source of income, it's honestly just like, it has me thinking that I want more for myself. Like, I don't want to just settle for where I'm at right now and what the situation is. It even has me thinking like outside of the box, like, okay, is there a way that I can self-employ myself and do certain things for myself where I'm having income and I don't have to worry about, of course, like, I don't want to not have a job, but when stuff like this happens, I'll still have like a source of income that I can call my own, that I know when I put in this amount of effort, I'll get like this amount of income or resources coming back to me. So that's again like falling into the mental load that I don't think anybody really talks about. Like, that unpaid maternity leave is ass. Like, let's just be real. And for me, it's like I said, it's making me think of, do I really want more for myself, and what does more for myself really look like? And then you have to really sit down and make a plan and figure things out. And for some people, that can just be a lot. I'm not going to say for me it's a lot, because I think I have a really good support system, but then it's a lot because, yes, I have that support system, but do I really want to ask for help? And that's something, like, again, my therapist and I have spoke about, is being okay with asking for help. And I'm just like, sometimes I'm okay with it, and then sometimes I'm not. Like, I'm not really there in life to just be like, you know what, let me ask. And please understand, if I'm asking you for help, and that's like across the board, my dad, my sister, the football moms, my son's best friends, like, if I'm genuinely asking you for help, that means I really trust you. That means, like, yes, I understand you may not be always able to help me, but if I'm literally asking you for help, that means, like, I trust in you. I can confide in you about something. Like, I really consider you a part of my support, because I don't like asking for help. I just feel like it's a sign of weakness. And I've already felt like people used to look at me like I was weak. So I don't want to be put back in that boat again. Yeah. So that was like a little intimate for me right there. So take that however you want and run with it. But just know, like, if you really have a support system, really lean on them, because at the end of the day, you can hurt yourself more without asking than you can with asking. Disciplining my children has, like, I spoke about that a little bit earlier, has been a really big thing for me lately. But disciplining them, but still showing them that I love and care for them during and after is also a big thing, because I know I can be kind of hard on my kids because, like I said, it's just me, so I gotta be like mom and dad. But I don't ever want my kids to think that I hate them or I'm not supporting them or I favor one more than I favor the other because of how they get disciplined. I want them to know, like, I will discipline the fuck out of you. I might fuss at you, but after I get done fussing at you, like, I love you. Nothing has changed, but I'm still like really upset with you. So I just need you to get out of my face for a little bit. Or, setting them straight, but still like ensuring that no matter what, I'll still be there for you. But what you did was not okay. I don't appreciate it, or you're still grounded, or I'm still going to tell Pawpaw because clearly you're not getting the understanding for me. Like, I want them to know that I may give you tough love, but I still love you. I'm still your mom. I'm still going to be there for you. Just because I'm disciplining you or fussing at you or taking things away from you doesn't mean that I love you any less, or that I love your brother more than I love you, or I love your sister more than I love y'all. It does not mean that at all. It just means that I really need you to take into what I'm saying, and I really need you to apply it to your life. And then I really need you to take that and make changes, because if I continue to say the same thing over and over and over again, and you continue to make this shitty ass decisions that you're making over and over and over again, then that scares me, because that just makes me think that you're going to go down this path that I know I'm not raising you to go down. So at what point do I say as a mom, like, clearly what I'm saying isn't working or what I'm doing isn't working, so we're just going to have to find another route, and that route that I choose to show you, you're really not going to like it, and I'm not going to like it for you, but I'm going to have to stick to my guns. So I really just want my kids to know, like, it's tough love. Like, it may seem like the world is against you, or it may seem like I don't I'm not going to say I don't love you. It just may seem really hard because I've been there before, but like, as an adult now looking back on it, I can understand why my mom was the way that she was, because like, I think I have a little bit of my mom's parenting style. Like, I'm not really hard on my kids, but once I see that you're making the same decisions over and over again, I can go from nice mom to mean mom really quickly. And I even, like, I tell my youngest, you're not going to like it. You're not going to like it when I start showing you what mean mom really looks like, because you're so used to me being so lenient, or, oh, that was so cute, or look at how mad he is, all that. So, like, you're you're so used to me being like that, to the point where you're getting older, you're still thinking that that's okay. And I'm telling you that that's not okay, but you're not listening because you're so used to it. Now I'm have to show you, like, it's not okay. Like, prime example, my son had, my youngest son had basketball and football this past weekend. And I was saying something to him, and I had to explain to him like later on during the day. But I had noticed he was doing something while at basketball, so I'm like, hey, instead of doing this, like, you need to do this. And he was like, I am doing that. And I'm like, bro, if you were doing it, do you think I'd be saying it to you? Then he like scrunched up his face and started talking under his breath. So I plucked him in his mouth. And then he got all pissy with me and caught an attitude. But at the end of the day, like, first of all, stop talking back to me. Second of all, like I said, if you were doing what I just told you not to do you think I'd be telling you not to do it? Or like vice versa. So that's just what I mean. Like, I'm going to have to switch up my parenting a little bit, because clearly it's having them think like it's okay to do certain things when it's not, and it's not cute. So it's just all about like that tough love and that parenting, and really getting your kids to understand certain things, but also like knowing that you'd rather have me say something to you than to not say nothing at all. Because when I'm not saying anything at all, at that point, like, I just don't give a fuck anymore, or I just don't care. And whatever outcome you get from the situation is the outcome that you're going to get. And I'm not going to be there to like coddle you or anything like that, because at the end of the day, like I said, if I'm saying something, then adhere to it, like really take that in. Yeah, so like raising kids is hard as fuck, but it's so rewarding because you just love them, right? You love your kids, you want the best for them. They come from you, they're like heaven sent. Like, where would I really be without y'all? But also, stop fucking playing with me. Boom. Um, Also, this past weekend, shout out to Rashonda because you did a really fucking good job. We surprised one of the football moms with a baby shower because she kept saying she didn't want one, which, like, I kind of understood why she was saying that, I think. And I don't want to put her business out like that. If she wants to come on the podcast and, like, kind of explain it herself, you're more than welcome to, girlfriend. My platform is always open and I'm always willing to have guests. But we threw her a surprise baby shower. We're trying to open up her house for her and had all these decorations. And not really because when I showed up, I really just like ate and only had a little bit of time to help out. But like, they really put together a good surprise baby shower for her. And we were having her think like it was just a brunch and all the ladies were just going to get together and have a brunch and then, just like chill. But the brunch was really for her. We had pancakes. We had mini waffles. We had regular waffles. We had chicken. We had fruit. Um, Somebody made banana pudding. She had a cake. We had cupcakes. But she was really surprised, and I loved it. Again, that just factors into like the support system that you really have, and when people really listen to you and know what you want and show up for you without you even having to ask, and just seeing her reaction when she walked in the door and we all screamed surprise, it was really just like priceless. It made me want to cry, but the moment wasn't about me. We had her crying and she was just so thankful, and we got her gifts and all the things, and I was just really happy I could be a part of something like that. And nothing but blessings are going to come to Rashonda for just being so selfless and doing what she did, and she just didn't have to. But when you have that support, it's not about not having to, it's because we want to. And I'm just happy that, we were able to do that for her because of Rashonda. It was a good experience to have. So again, shout out to her and all the things, because although this past weekend was very busy, it was a good busy, and I'm just glad that I got myself out of the house to enjoy and experience those moments. It was very rewarding. And then to kind of close out, um, I'm about to be 4 weeks postpartum via C-section, and I don't know. I think I have like body dysmorphia or whatever it's called, because it's like I know I should give myself more time to heal, but I'm looking in the mirror and I'm like, oh my God, girl, you are kind of on the chunky side. Like, what are we about to do about this? So I looked up some workouts that I can do via postpartum, having a C-section and only being 4 weeks out. And I think I'm going to start incorporating those and going on daily walks, because I have developed like some bad habits, i.e., eating late at night, because that's really like the only time I can actually sit down and eat. Because when I try to do it during the day, my girl takes up all the time. It's like she knows that I'm about to sit down and eat, because she's like, all right, cry, I need you, or you're doing something that doesn't involve me, come get me. But like going on daily walks and stop eating so late at night and chill out on the sodas, because I've noticed that I've been picking up on those bad habits. But I'm also about to start incorporating some of these workouts that Chat GPT told me that I can do being 4 weeks postpartum. So today is Monday, and we're going to start that, whether it's in the mornings or in the afternoons or in the evenings. We're going to get that done. Daily walks and just small workouts. I'm not going to try to push myself too crazy. I don't think I'm going to start off with weights, of course, because I don't want to tear or mess anything up. but I want to really take care of myself in that aspect, and that's going to help me feel good. So that's just where I'm sitting with that. And I think that's just something that I'm really looking into doing starting this week. I also like build out this 12-week, or I think it's like this 8-week program that I'm going to do weekly to kind of also assist with me, quote unquote, working out. But yeah, so I think that's just like more so me being down on myself, but I don't like the way that I'm looking right now, so I'm gonna do something about it. Um, yeah, my baby is starting to wake up, so we're gonna close out there because I don't want y'all to hear her crying in the background, and now I need to take care of my girl. So that being said, y'all know how to get in touch with me if y'all have any feedback or news that you guys want me to report, or feel like I'm, missed something or whatever. Please shoot me an email at highlytalkative@gmail.com. Follow me on the socials. I'm on Instagram at highly.talkative. I'm also on Facebook at highly talkative. You can follow me on Snapchat now at highly.talkative. And then, I'm on all major streaming platforms. I'm on Spotify, iHeart, Apple Podcasts. I'm also on YouTube. You can also go to rss.com, search Highly Talkative Podcast, and pick your streaming platform from there. Y'all be great. Don't let nobody fuck up your Monday. Don't let nobody fuck up your week. Understand that you are that girl or you are that man. Hit the ground running. Don't stop. Always want better for yourself. And I'll talk to you guys next week. Peace out.